How the Human Brain Works. Complete Brain Anatomy Explained. Welcome everyone. Have you ever wondered how you are able to think, remember, learn, speak, move and even dream every single second? Your brain is working behind the scenes, controlling everything that happens inside your body from the moment you wake up until the moment you fall asleep. Your brain never stops working. It is the most powerful and fascinating organ in the human body. In today's video we are going to explore the amazing world inside the human brain. We will learn about its structure, its different parts and how each section performs a unique function that keeps us alive, healthy and intelligent. By the end of this video you will understand why the human brain is often called the most complex object in the known universe. The human brain weighs about 1.3 to 1.4 kilograms. Even though it makes up only around 2% of the body's weight, it uses nearly 20% of the body's oxygen and energy. This shows just how active and important the brain really is. The brain is made up of approximately 86 billion nerve cells called neurons. These neurons communicate with each other through tiny electrical and chemical signals. Every second billions of messages travel across the brain, allowing you to think, move, remember and respond to your surroundings. The brain is protected by the skull, which acts like a strong helmet. Around the brain are three protective layers called the meninges. Between these layers flows cerebrospinal fluid. This clear liquid cushions the brain, absorbs shocks, removes waste and delivers nutrients, helping the brain remain healthy and protected. The brain is divided into three major sections. These are the cerebrum, the cerebellum and the brainstem. Each of these regions has its own important responsibilities and works together with the others. Let us begin with the cerebrum, which is the largest part of the brain. It makes up nearly 85% of the brain's total weight. The surface of the cerebrum is covered with folds and grooves. These folds increase the surface area, allowing more neurons to fit inside the skull, which increases the brain's processing power. The cerebrum is divided into two halves called hemispheres. The left hemisphere mainly controls the right side of the body, while the right hemisphere controls the left side. Although each hemisphere specializes in certain functions, they constantly communicate with each other through a thick bundle of nerve fibers called the corpus callosum. The outer layer of the cerebrum is called the cerebral cortex. This thin layer contains billions of neurons and is responsible for higher thinking, intelligence, memory, reasoning, creativity, language and decision-making. Almost everything that makes us uniquely human happens in the cerebral cortex. The cerebrum is further divided into four major lobes. Each lobe performs different functions that help us interact with the world. The first is the frontal lobe, located at the front of the brain. This area controls voluntary movement, planning, problem solving, judgment, concentration, personality, emotions and speech. Whenever you make a decision, solve a puzzle or plan your day, your frontal lobe is hard at work. The frontal lobe also contains the primary motor cortex, which sends signals to muscles throughout the body, allowing you to walk, run, smile, write and perform thousands of different movements. The second lobe is the parietal lobe, located near the top middle of the brain. It processes information received from the skin, muscles and joints. This includes touch, pressure, temperature, pain and body position. The parietal lobe also helps you understand space, distance and direction, making activities like driving, catching a ball and using tools possible. Next comes the temporal lobe, located on both sides of the brain near the ears. This lobe processes sounds, language and memory. It allows you to recognize voices, understand conversations, enjoy music and remember important events. The hippocampus, which is responsible for forming new memories, is located deep within the temporal lobe. Close to the hippocampus is another important structure called the amygdala. This small almond-shaped region controls emotions such as fear, happiness, excitement, anger and anxiety. It also plays an important role in emotional memories, helping you remember experiences connected with strong feelings. The fourth lobe is the occipital lobe, located at the back of the brain. This is the main visual processing center. Every image your eyes capture is sent here, where it is transformed into meaningful pictures, allowing you to recognize faces, objects, colors, shapes and movement. Now let us move to the cerebellum. The cerebellum is much smaller than the cerebrum but contains more than half of all the neurons in the brain. It is located beneath the cerebrum at the back of the head. The cerebellum controls balance, posture, coordination and precise muscle movements. Without it, even simple activities like walking, climbing stairs, writing or picking up a glass would become extremely difficult. It constantly receives information from the eyes, ears, muscles and joints, then adjusts body movements to keep them smooth and accurate. The third major section is the brainstem. It connects the brain with the spinal cord and serves as the body's communication highway. Every message traveling between the brain and the rest of the body passes through the brainstem. The brainstem controls many automatic life-sustaining functions that happen without conscious thought. These include breathing, heartbeat, blood pressure, swallowing, coughing, digestion, sleeping and waking. The brainstem consists of three main parts called the midbrain, the pons and the medulla oblongata. Together they ensure that the body continues functioning even while you are asleep. Deep inside the brain lies the thalamus, often called the relay station of the brain. Almost all sensory information except smell passes through the thalamus before reaching the cerebral cortex. It helps direct information quickly and accurately to the correct brain regions. Located just below the thalamus is the hypothalamus. Although very small, it performs extremely important tasks. It regulates body temperature, hunger, thirst, sleep, emotions, hormone production, and the body's internal clock. It also controls the pituitary gland, which is known as the master gland because it regulates many hormones throughout the body. The nervous system depends entirely on communication between neurons. Every neuron has a cell body branching structures called dendrites and a long extension known as the axon. Messages travel from one neuron to another through tiny gaps called synapses. Special chemicals known as neurotransmitters carry signals across these gaps, allowing information to move rapidly throughout the brain. Some of the most important neurotransmitters include dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, and glutamate. Dopamine is involved in motivation, learning, movement, and reward. Serotonin influences mood, sleep, and appetite. Acetylcholine supports memory and muscle control. Glutamate is the primary excitatory neurotransmitter involved in learning and memory. The brain receives information through the five senses: vision, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Sensory receptors detect changes in the environment and send electrical signals through nerves to the brain. The brain then interprets these signals almost instantly, allowing you to respond appropriately. Memory is another remarkable ability of the brain. Short-term memory temporarily stores information, while long-term memory preserves knowledge and experiences for months, years, or even a lifetime. Repetition, learning, practice, and emotional experiences strengthen memory by creating stronger neural connections. Learning occurs because the brain constantly changes through a process called neuroplasticity. Whenever you practice a new skill, study new information, or recover from an injury, your brain forms new pathways between neurons. This ability allows people of all ages to continue learning throughout life. Sleep is essential for maintaining a healthy brain. During sleep, the brain organizes memories, removes waste products, repairs cells, and restores energy. Chronic sleep deprivation can reduce concentration, weaken memory, increase stress, and negatively affect overall health. Nutrition also plays a major role in brain function. The brain requires a constant supply of oxygen, glucose, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. Foods such as fish, nuts, fruits, vegetables, eggs, whole grains, and leafy greens provide nutrients that support brain health. Regular physical exercise improves blood circulation to the brain, delivering more oxygen and nutrients. Exercise also stimulates the release of chemicals that promote neuron growth, improve mood, and strengthen memory. Hydration is equally important since the brain contains a large amount of water. Even mild dehydration can affect concentration, memory, mood, and mental performance. Drinking enough water every day helps maintain optimal brain function. Mental exercise keeps the brain active. Reading, solving puzzles, learning languages, playing musical instruments, and developing new skills all strengthen neural connections and improve cognitive performance. Stress affects the brain in many ways. Short periods of stress can improve focus, but chronic stress releases excessive amounts of cortisol, which may damage memory centers, reduce learning ability, and weaken the immune system. Relaxation, exercise, meditation, and healthy sleep habits help reduce stress and protect brain health. As people age, certain changes naturally occur in the brain. Processing speed may slow and some memory functions may become less efficient. However, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, staying physically active, continuing to learn, and remaining socially connected can help preserve brain function for many years. Several diseases can affect the brain. Alzheimer's disease gradually destroys memory and thinking abilities. Parkinson's disease affects movement. Epilepsy causes repeated seizures. Stroke interrupts blood supply to brain tissue. Brain tumors can interfere with normal brain function. Early diagnosis and medical treatment often improve outcomes. Scientists continue to study the brain using advanced technologies such as magnetic resonance imaging, computed tomography, electroencephalography, and functional brain imaging. These tools allow doctors and researchers to observe brain structure, activity, and disease with remarkable accuracy. Despite decades of research, many mysteries about the brain remain unsolved. Scientists are still discovering how consciousness, creativity, imagination, intelligence, dreams, and emotions truly work, making neuroscience one of the most exciting fields of modern science. The human brain is an extraordinary biological masterpiece. It allows us to communicate, create, solve problems, build civilizations, explore space, develop technology, and understand the universe around us. Every memory, every emotion, every movement, and every dream begins inside this incredible organ. Taking care of your brain means taking care of your entire life. Eat nutritious foods, stay physically active, sleep well, keep learning, manage stress, and protect your head from injuries. Healthy habits today can keep your brain strong for decades to come. Thank you for watching this complete guide to the human brain. If you enjoyed learning about the amazing structure and functions of the brain, be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more fascinating videos about human anatomy, science, and health. See you in the next video.